Time out with Tim O.
Open up your mind and let me in. Open up your mind and let me in. Open up your mind and let me in.
Hello, welcome to Time Out with Tim O. I'm your host, Tim Owens. As always, very grateful to be here. Now, today's video, I want to talk about the war, the gender war between men and women. Now, I'm not talking about the one that's raging in the media right now. No, not that one. It's not my fight. What I want to talk about is how there's a war amongst us, and social media has fueled it. Obviously, all of these content creators and people who are, quite honestly, not qualified to be talking about these things. If you're a guy who was a nerd in school, college, don't have a lot of experience dating, period, why are you talking about relationships? Why are you talking about men and women do this and that? Well, half of the women you're trying to talk about wouldn't even give you a glass of ice water on a hot summer's day. You're not qualified, sir. Stop. But let me explain to you why that is and why there are so many guys, so-called in the red pill community, that are talking this nonsense. See, the internet has tricked people. The internet has robbed people of experiencing life. Now, you guys have heard different versions of this spoken, but let me give you my interpretation of it. Now, when I was a kid, when the circus came to town or the local carnival popped up, when we would ride past in the car with our parents, we were like, oh man, we'd like to go. I wonder what that ride is like. And you would imagine and envision. Even when you were a kid, before you went on a field trip, the area I grew up in, we would go to Indiana Beach, for an example. The first time we were going there, we were super excited. We knew it was an amusement park and it had a beach of some kind, but we had never been there. So we had to imagine and envision what it would be like when we got there. What the internet has done to people, it has taken that away. It has taken that imagination away, taken away that wonder of life. Now a child can go to YouTube, look up Indiana Beach or Six Flags or local carnival rides, and they can see everything that they used to have to imagine and wait to actually experience. What's happening now on the internet is people are listening to other people's stories and other people's lives. And in their mind, they're living and sharing the same experiences. Like, you're not that person. You're a guy sitting in the basement or in the room in your parents' house at 35 years old or 29, and you are talking as if you have had the same experience as this guy. You have not, sir. You're angry, you're upset because a lot of the women you're talking about, you're mad because they don't like you. Now, I can say this by being a guy. Now, I don't want people to think this isn't a male bashing video by no means, but I have to start here because this is the start of the problem. And trust me, I'm going over to the other side as well, but I want to start here. See, I'm at the point in my life to where I feel like I've lived 4 lifetimes in this one. So I've been around a while. I've seen a lot, experienced a lot. Trust me, I've definitely had my share of battles with people with their thoughts and what they believe to be my truth and not the truth. I'll get to that as well. Sir, you have not lived that. Work on getting yourself together where you need to be. Once you're there and you live some of these experiences, that will qualify you to talk about some of those things. But the problem is you have all of these guys talking this nonsense and other guys are doing what they did. They're looking at them and they're in their mind, they're telling themselves that, yeah, I can relate to that. I'm living the experience through him. So now you got first, second, third tier of guys who have not lived or experienced what the first guy was talking about. So you got a lot of carbon copies of nonsense, right? It's causing a huge problem because now let's jump over to the other side. what social media has done, it has given everyone a inflated ego, to the point to where they feel like I don't have to work on myself. I can put on some clothes, put on some makeup or whatever I want to do, post some pictures, and I get all this validation from the internet. Are you beautiful? Are you gorgeous? Are you so handsome? Blah, blah, blah. And it's a bunch of fake likes and everything. Now, you guys are wondering, well, where am I going with this? It's a problem because people are actually starting to live out these scenarios, this validation online. They're starting to live it out, act it out in the real world, to where they're turning their nose up at people. They're not being very nice to people because they feel like, why do I have to be kind to you when all these people have told me I am great? So I can be as nasty, as mean as I want to be. So take that entitlement, that narcissistic, I'm full of myself attitude, combine that with troll guys who have not lived the experience of these other guys, but they have the anger and the upset because these particular women they're talking about don't like them. Now you got a problem. And you bring them together. You got two sides fighting against each other who really don't know one another. You have people who've never interacted with one another, and they're fighting because other people are talking about their lives and their experiences. A lot of the experiences are fake, and they literally have a war between the genders that people shouldn't even be involved in because they don't even know each other. Now, take a second to think about what I'm saying. Like, that's what's going on. We fought so much against each other that we have forgotten that men and women are supposed to be together. Yeah, we were created to be together, not to be apart. I don't care what society is telling you. Men and women are meant to be together. That's where families come from. America was built on a nuclear family. Societies have always been built on families, people coming together. Even before, in the U.S., they started putting the elderly people, our grandparents, in nursing facilities and stuff like that. In villages, indigenous villages, the elders were treated with respect. They were taken care of. They were sought out for guidance to share their wisdom with the younger members of the community. In today's culture, we have told people that 40 is a new 20, 50 is a new 30, to where it literally has people not properly maturing because they think if I act like a 50-year-old, I'm an old person, I'm over the hill, to where they want to purposely dress like a 30-something, act like a 30-something, never properly mature, which is in turn hurting society because we need people to age and to act age appropriate. If you can act age appropriate, you can provide that guidance. Right now, you have mothers competing with their daughters for attention from men on the internet and outside. Just it's insane. We created a culture where no one wants to grow up, and it's all about me. What can you give me? What can I get from you? It's about people have gotten caught up in it. So, as I like to do, let me go back. Let me go here to the biblical reason for men and women to be created. That way, it can give a little bit more context. Let you guys know I'm not just talking out of thin air. Whether you're a person of faith or not, I don't know. But at least it can give you something to look at or to ponder over. Okay? So, this is going to talk about the creation of so we're going to go to the creation of woman. That way, give you an understanding here. So the creation of woman is a pivotal event in the biblical narrative found in the book of Genesis. It marks the completion of God's creation of humanity and establishes the foundational relationship between man and woman. This event is significant in understanding the biblical perspective of gender, marriage, and human relationships. So the biblical account. The account of creation of a woman is detailed in Genesis 2, 18 to 25. After creating the heavens and earth, God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed life into him, making him a living being. God placed the man, Adam, in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. However, God observed it. It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make him a suitable helper. To address Adam's solitude, God brought all the animals to him to be named, but no suitable helper was found among them. In response, God caused Adam to fall into a deep sleep, took one of his ribs, and closed up the place with flesh. From the rib, God made a woman and brought her to Adam. Upon seeing the woman, Adam declared, "This is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for out of man she was taken." This statement underscores the intimate connection and equality between man and woman, as she was made from his own body. So, if God himself made woman for man, and for man to protect her and for her to be his helper, why are men and women constantly fighting on the internet saying that we don't need one another and I don't need no man and women are this and that? The reason why it's not working, the reason why people are steady fighting and there's no resolution, because people are going against how God designed it. We need to focus on figuring out a way or more ways to get along. The same nonsense people are talking about, well, I need my mate to do this and you guys can't see it's not working? You can't see it's not working? But when someone like myself comes along who actually have some new information or new ways or techniques to make it work, you don't want to hear it. See, this video here is just the beginning of some of the things that I want to get into. You can debate me all you want to, but I know what I'm talking about. I guarantee you I know what I'm talking about. See, some of us were put here for a reason and for a purpose. The enemy does everything he can to stop me from making videos, from making content. When I tell you, he does not want these words come out of my mouth. That's how I know in my heart of hearts that I am doing what I'm supposed to do. You guys are being tricked. You're being fooled. You're fighting against each other when you're supposed to be putting that effort into working together. Working together. But you can't get any new information, any new solutions from people who think the same way as you do. If you've been in 2, 3, 4 marriages and you start them off the exact same way and they end the exact same way, that means your way of going about it is not working. It's not working. The people you seek out for counsel, they don't know any better either. It's not working. You can't keep running the same playbook and expect a different result. Why do you think sports teams change out the coaches every now and again? They say, well, the team's not responding to this coach anymore. Got to replace him. Got to bring in some fresh blood, someone new with a new playbook. Yeah, companies stop growing, stop profiting. Things start going a different direction. What do? They retool, bring in a new CEO. What can we do? Change up some board members, some layoffs. Let's fix this thing. Everything is being tweaked except for their relationships and how they should work, how they should operate, how they should grow. Everything has evolved over time. Some things for the better, some things for the worse. But this particular thing needs to be retooled, needs to be redesigned, upgraded to work in a changing society. But there's some things from a biblical standpoint, if you look at it how it's supposed to be, when a man has his life in order, and he is a man of God, and he's living the right way, and he's doing the right things. When he chooses a woman to come into his life, yes, I said it correctly. when he chooses a woman to come into his life, he should have a plan on how she is going to fit in and what exactly he needs her to be a part of or to assist with in his life. Not the other way around. That is the problem. Hey, great. Ladies are doing good out here, making good money, have careers and everything else. But at the end of the day, what does the Bible say about your role? Now I know that's going to sting some people. Don't argue with me, argue with the Bible. What does the Bible say about your role in a man's life? Argue with that. Yeah, tell me that's wrong. So this is just the first part of this conversation. And even now, people who relationship people and whatnot and psychology and everything, I can't even get them to come on and talk to me about this because guess what? I know what it's going to turn into. Same old repetitive nonsense and garbage. But read over that. Think about where you are. Think about the many failures in relationships that you've had. And try to break down why you've had them. Feel free, reach out to me. I'd love to have a conversation with you about these things. But I'm going to stop right there. As always, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. As I always say, happy people do not cause problems. Peace.
If everybody winning, who's losing? I'm trying to make it make sense. It's like I'm so confused. I see the pain in your eyes from all the lonely nights. I swear I know how I feel. It just don't feel right.